Welcome back, Legends. So it's finally happening. The Audi season is almost here, and honestly, this is probably one of the biggest brand debuts we've seen in Asphalt Legends in a very long time. We already know this upcoming season is going to be completely packed with brand new Audi cars. Everywhere you look in the patch notes, there's Audi content, Audi events, Audi showcases. Basically, this entire season feels like a celebration for Audi joining the Asphalt family. And not gonna lie, after so many years, seeing Audi officially entering Asphalt Legends actually feels huge. I already talked about the full patch notes and all the upcoming content in my previous breakdown video, so if you missed that one, the link is in the description. But come on, we all knew this was coming. New manufacturer joins the game. New season focused around that manufacturer. There was absolutely no way Gameloft would skip a dedicated Spotlight event. And yep, that's exactly what we're getting. In this video, I'm going to break down the upcoming Prototype Racing Spotlight event, all the support cars, the key cars, the main featured Audi, how F2P friendly this event could be, and whether this Spotlight actually looks promising, or if it's just going to be another average event with nothing special. Because honestly, first impressions here are kind of mixed. Launch date and event structure. So the official name of this Spotlight event is Prototype Racing. And this event is basically the grand debut event for Audi inside Asphalt Legends. The event will run from May 27th all the way to June 23rd, which is almost a full month duration. That's a pretty standard Spotlight length at this point, so nothing unusual there. Now, right now, we still don't know the full structure of the event yet. We don't know all the stages, reward walls, progression system, token traps, or how expensive later stages might become. So for now, the biggest things we can analyze are the featured car and the support car lineup. And honestly, the support list actually surprised me a little bit. Support cars lineup. So the main support cars for this Spotlight are Glickenhaus 007S, BMW M Hybrid V8, Peugeot 9X8, Lamborghini SC63, and out of these cars, 3 of them are key cars. Glickenhaus 007, BMW M Hybrid V8, Lamborghini SC63. Now here's the important part. These are actually not the rarest support cars we've ever seen in a Spotlight. That's a huge positive already, because if you look back at previous Spotlight events, Grand Prix rewards, special events, or even dedicated car hunts, we've already seen these cars multiple times before, especially the Glickenhaus 007S. I think a huge amount of players already have that car unlocked or even maxed because of the special car hunt we had before. So compared to some older Spotlight events where support cars were almost impossible to obtain, this support lineup feels way more manageable, and honestly, I like that. It doesn't instantly feel like a completely impossible wall for normal players. Now, of course, if you're a very new beginner in Asphalt Legends, then yeah, you might still struggle here, because prototype category cars are never easy to build. But for older players, or even mid-game players, this support list honestly looks pretty decent. And I think Peugeot 9X8 is probably going to become one of the most important cars to focus on throughout this event. We'll talk more about that later. The main featured car, Audi R18 e-tron Quattro 2012. Now let's talk about the star of this entire Spotlight, the brand new Audi R18 e-tron Quattro 2012. And honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. The stats don't look very impressive, at least right now. This car honestly feels more like a lower tier S-Class car instead of something truly dominant. And that's kind of disappointing considering this is literally Audi's debut Spotlight car. Now don't get me wrong, an S-Class car is still an S-Class car. And getting a free S-Class car in Asphalt Legends will always be a W no matter what. Even if you're just a collector, adding another S-Class car to your garage is always valuable, especially for newer players trying to expand their collection. And the good news is, this car is not a key car. That's probably one of the biggest positives here. You only need 35 blueprints to unlock it, which means most players should be able to unlock this car completely for free during the event. That's a massive difference compared to those horrible locked key situations. Now, obviously, if you want to fully star up the car, you'll probably need to invest some tokens later on. But honestly, that's expected. That's normal Asphalt Legends progression at this point. Now, performance-wise, The top speed looks pretty low. Acceleration doesn't really stand out either. Handling also looks kind of weak. Nitro is probably the only area where the car looks somewhat decent. And after comparing the stats and overall rank, I honestly feel like the rank number itself looks a little too high for what the car actually offers. The performance stats just don't really match the rank we're seeing, at least on paper. But then again, this is Asphalt Legends. Sometimes stats don't tell the full story. Some cars end up having amazing floaty mechanics. Some cars have incredible drifting. Some cars maintain speed surprisingly well. And those hidden gameplay mechanics can completely change how a car feels. So right now, I don't want to fully judge the Audi R18 too early. Maybe the gameplay will surprise us later. But first impression, honestly, it looks underwhelming. Decal and event pass. Another thing I noticed in the official poster is the decal for the Audi R18. And not gonna lie, the decal actually looks really clean. But let's be honest here, there's a very high chance that decal will probably be locked behind either the event pass or some dedicated bundle, which honestly isn't surprising anymore, because Spotlight event passes are basically becoming a normal thing now. At this point, almost every major Spotlight event comes with a dedicated pass, probably around $20 again, extra rewards, extra blueprints, maybe some tokens, import parts, all the usual stuff. But personally, I honestly wouldn't recommend buying the pass this time, at least not based on what we know right now, unless you're a massive Audi fan, a hardcore collector, or someone planning to fully max every new car from the season, then maybe sure. But for average players, I don't really see enough value yet, especially when the featured car itself doesn't look insanely strong. F2P friendly or not? Now this is the most important question. Will this Spotlight actually be F2P friendly? And honestly, I really hope so, because this isn't just another random season. This is Audi's debut in Asphalt Legends. This should feel special. Now yes, there's definitely going to be paid content. There's definitely going to be bundles. There's definitely going to be passes. That part is unavoidable nowadays. But having passes doesn't automatically mean the event becomes fully pay to win. We've already seen several events where both F2P and P2P players still made really solid progress. So I'm hoping Gameloft handles this one properly. I don't want to create fake hype or unrealistic expectations right now, but I genuinely hope this Spotlight ends up being generous for everyone, especially beginners and mid-game players, because Audi joining Asphalt Legends should actually feel exciting for the whole community, not only for Wales. Best cars to focus on. And honestly, after unlocking the main Audi car, I think the next priority for most players should definitely be Peugeot 9X8 and Glickenhaus 007S. Both of these cars are actually really valuable, especially for gauntlet mode. The Glickenhaus 007S already proved itself before, and I think many players already have it in a strong position thanks to the previous special car hunt. So for a lot of players, Peugeot 9X8 might become the smarter car to focus on during this event. And yeah, all three key cars should most likely have their keys available somewhere throughout the event progression. But of course, this is Asphalt Legends, so you'll probably need to fully star up the cars first before getting the keys. Classic Asphalt logic, nothing new there. Final thoughts. Overall, I think this prototype racing Spotlight event actually looks pretty decent so far. The support car lineup is way better than some previous Spotlight events we've seen. The featured Audi is unlockable without a key, which is a massive win already. And the event duration gives players a lot of time to make progress. At the same time, I can't ignore the fact that the Audi R18 itself doesn't really look super impressive from the stats alone. Right now, it feels more like a collector-style S-Class car instead of a true top-tier monster. But again, Asphalt Legends gameplay can always surprise us later once players fully test the car. What matters most to me right now is how generous the event structure will actually be. If Gameloft allows players to farm solid rewards, unlock the Audi comfortably, and make progress on support cars like Peugeot 9, X8, and Glickenhaus 007S, then honestly, this could end up being a very solid debut event for Audi. And since this is literally Audi's first big season in Asphalt Legends, I really hope Gameloft doesn't waste that opportunity. The potential's definitely there. Now we just have to wait and see how the actual event structure looks after launch. And once the event goes live, I'll definitely make a full in-depth breakdown covering everything: progression paths, rewards, token value, and whether it's truly worth grinding or not. So yeah, legends, let me know what you think about the upcoming Audi Spotlight event. Do you think the Audi R18 will surprise us in gameplay? Or do you think this is going to be another average S-Class car? And also tell me how many of these support cars you already have in your garage. Don't forget to subscribe, legends. See you on the track.